Hey guys, Dakota here for another video, and today you can see by the title of the video, I'm going to be covering why your top roll is failing. Now, obviously this is a long form video. I do have a short form video. If you go to YouTube Shorts, Instagram, you can find it on there for a quick summary on what I'm going to go over. But here, I'm breaking it a little more down in depth, things like that. So I hope you guys enjoy. Now, break down a top roll. In case you're new, never seen this before, I want to explain quickly for you what a top roll is. So when I get set up at the table and I'm thinking top roll, my main objective is to be coming over top, and rolling out with my pronation. So top and roll, basic summary. Now this can look many different ways. This can look this direction, this can look this direction, this can look this direction, but things stay the same. When you think of top, I'm thinking rise. I'm keeping my rise high and I'm staying on top. My hand is higher and I'm on top of them. They're having to hold on to me because they're lower than I am. Secondly, when I'm rolling, I'm imagining they're having to be a little lower and I'm rolling their wrist open and I'm cupping them. Or sorry, they're trying to cup me. I'm taking that cup away. So top, rolling out of that cup. Now, I'm kind of going to go over three main things on why the top roll is failing. But I want to get, first one is pretty basic, so I'm just going to get it out of the way fast. The first reason, and this is probably the most common for a lot of you, why your top roll is failing most of the time. If you're at practice, if you're at a tournament, you're probably just not strong enough. I know that sucks to hear, but that's just the way it is. I'm going to be making a lot of content on strengthening your top roll, things to do, things to work on, repetition, more training stuff. But unfortunately, sometimes you're just not strong enough. And thankfully, that's something that you can work on over time. And as you build that strength and you drop those building blocks, you will gain that strength. And it's a lot harder for people who are weaker than you to catch you because instead of a few technical changes, they're now chasing you in strength. So it's good, it's bad, it's however you want to look at it, but sometimes you're just not strong enough, guys. That's the first reason why your top roll is probably failing. Second reason is you may not be setting yourself up properly for a winning top roll. Now, I think of the table, I think of winning side, and I think of losing side. I'm not saying you always have to be on winning side right off the bat, but when I think of a winning top roll, you're going usually center to winning. Center to winning. And if you set up properly and you have the acquired strength, even if you don't have the acquired strength, you can get a winning top roll and you can maintain it. Now, excuse me, guys. When I think of a winning top roll, again, I go back to my setup. I'm getting myself set up so that my riser is high. Usually, in order to keep my riser high, I can't have my elbow at the back of the pad because I need to meet center of the table. And if I want to meet center of the table with a high knuckle, I need to get my elbow as close as I can to center. In reality, if I was allowed to take my elbow off of this pad and center's right here, if I want to keep high, I'm going to go like this because my elbow's there. And this is as high as I can possibly be. In order for someone to match me, they would have to meet me there. We do have this elbow pad, unfortunately. So I get as close as I can to the front, and I'm setting up high. Now, obviously, I'm still not quite at center, but I'm getting everything I want and making them as in the referees, bring me to where I have to be. And I'm still going to stay as comfortable as I can be while I'm there. The other thing I'm thinking about while I'm doing this, guys, is my pronation. Now, pronation, as we all know, movement, we've seen it everywhere on everybody's YouTubes, but I don't see the point in having to gain my pronation. Let's get this pronation set and started. and then let's just stay in that startup position and work our way onto the table. You can see there I made, I don't know, 4 movements, and I'm sitting at the table. I'm fully legal. If I get my shoulder squared, I'm fully legal here, but my pronation is set. I don't have to be fighting for this. I can just get it set and be happy. Now, we're not really talking about the opponent right now, because I want you to focus on going to the table with your winning top roll, because that's half the battle, guys, getting there with that winning top roll. Now, obviously, your opponent's going to be doing things. You're going to be getting a grip and be fighting those things. But for a winning top roll, you now know the 2 things that I think you really need. You need a set riser, a good setup with your elbow forward where you were on top, and you need set pronation. You need to work yourself in a way where you're ready to roll, top roll. Now, I showed you a good top roll, but why it's failing? Some of you guys are going up there and you're setting up like this. Now, look at my arm angle. My arm is here as compared to this. Look at that difference in height, you guys. A ton. You can't be giving up height when you're top rolling. That's just the way it is. If you're going from here to here, you're gaining so much. And the problem is your inexperience is another person's advantage. You're grabbing like this, and they're just, okay, well, that's fine with me. I'm going to come up. I'm going to set up in a good top roll. And his arm angle's so open already that I can just push. I can, push on the arm. I'm not saying you can actually do that, but even if I pull backwards and over, they're already here. They went from here to here. Whereas in order to get me here in my good top roll, you have to drop my arm, force my elbow back, probably compromise my pronation a little bit, and give me enough side pressure without me moving to end up here. It's like 6 steps rather than here to here. That's half a step. So you need to go to the table and you need to think, I know what I need. I am not accepting anything less. I understand when you're new, you're nervous. There's a million things going on. You're walking up to the table. Oh, where do my feet go? Oh, I got to grab this. Oh, the referee's getting mad at me. I don't want to foul out. But the fact of the matter is, guys, is you need to go up to that table and you need to know what you need, and you can't settle for anything less. That is, in so many words, reason number 2 why your top roll's failing. You're not setting up for it. Now, the third one, I don't know. I don't know. I was debating counting this as a point or not. It's a little bit of a combination of kind of both. It has to do with strength, has to do with setup, but I'm kind of meshing the 2 together, because you may be strong enough in a certain area, but you may not be giving yourself that. Now, I showed the perfect top roll steps, but if you're getting a really good rise, but your pronation's compromised, you may be strong enough with set pronation, but you may not be strong enough with compromised pronation. So I'm going to count this as a half step, I guess, and then I'll add a bonus step in there for you guys. But you got to have all the pieces of the puzzle to have a good puzzle. If you're doing a 1,000-piece puzzle and you only do 500 pieces, no one's going to tell you your puzzle's done. And if you were to submit that puzzle to a puzzle contest, you're not going to win the puzzle contest, not even finishing the puzzle. Goes the same as here. If I'm only giving 500 pieces out of 1,000, then the person who's got 1,000 pieces is going to beat me when that go is set. So, I mean, that's just something to consider, guys. And then the last thing, I mean, I've really covered it, but just getting the setup. But let's involve the other person now. Knowing what you need is one thing and coming up to the table and doing it, but this is where that table time, that practice time comes in. You need to accept, in a way, what the other person is fighting you on, but accept in a way where you can also get what you want. If someone's coming up to the table and they're setting up like this, where they're really trying to get that hook in on you, and their arm angles like this, and they're facing this way, and you're not on a MAC table, I guess, you need to know what rules there are to get yourself in straight. Because if you're equal in strength and you set up a perfect top roll, unfortunately, if the other person is stronger in the hook, or if they have a hook close to yours and they get their hook set up a little better than you get your perfect top roll set up, they're still going to beat you. I know that's a harsh reality, but that's the way it is. So they're coming up, they're getting in like this, they're all shoulder fighting or whatever. You need to understand the rules of the game so that you can neutralize what this person is doing to you. If he's like this and he's not budging, you don't have to meet him. Let the referees meet you normally. This is where a ref script can come in handy if you feel comfortable. This is where you tell the referee, listen, I know my rights. I know the rules. And I'm not meeting him here. I want to meet him here. But not only do you want to meet him here, you want to meet him at center, but you need this straightened. Because the reality is if you get fully straight like this, you as a top roller are favored a little bit, because hookers are always fighting for this. And a lot of people who hook, when they practice, they're kind of starting like this. They're like, okay, let's practice pull, boom. So when they feel naked when they're like this, whoa, my wrist is straight, this is horrible. So you as a puller need to get that, and you need to roll with that. I guess I was like 2.5, 3.5, whatever points, but those are the big things for me, guys, for all you new people, all you people who've been doing it a long time, to a good top roll. I think the most important part is, a lot of you know how to top roll, but when that competition time comes, you don't always get exactly what you need, or you know what you need and you give in for some reason. The battle is won in the setup for a lot of you guys. A lot of those tournament pulls you win in the setup. So there's no point in going in and say, I could have beaten that guy, I was stronger, but I didn't get him before the go. Well, get him before the go. It's just the reality of it. And that's where you will notice the great arm wrestlers from the good is the ones who will sit there and fight before the battle starts. I say before the battle starts, but you'll hear me preach it of all people. The battle starts when you walk up to the table. When your name's called and you're coming up to the table and you're setting up, that's where the battle begins. The battle doesn't start at go. You guys, a lot of you guys need to remember that, and always be getting stronger. I got more content coming, but you can always check out my pronation stuff, my rise stuff. I feel like none of this stuff's really a secret anymore, guys. If you look deep enough, you can really find it, and you just gotta keep grinding it out and don't get injured, and you will see the results. So thank you guys for staying for this whole video. I know I kind of go back and forth sometimes, but I try to give myself the points to stay on track. If you guys really like it, I hope you subscribe, and I hope this helps you out, and I really want to see you guys be winning at tournaments. If you watch my content and you win a tournament or you start arm wrestling, feel free to tell me about it. Send it to me. It really warms my heart, and I'd love to see your guys' wins, and I'm always willing to tell you guys how to improve. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.